Hi there, welcome back. This is Mr. Ray, and today we are going to do factoring trinomials. When a is bigger than 1, greater than 1, what do I mean? Well, I mean these trinomials. I mean these trinomials right here. These are all quadratic trinomials with an a, a b, and a c, and in each one, we have a is greater than 1. A is equal to 3, b is equal to -7, c is equal to 2, a is equal to 6, b is equal to -13, and c is equal to 6 here. A is equal to 12, b is equal to -7, and c is equal to -10. Now you can see in every case, a is greater than 1, which makes it different and a little bit more difficult. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to show you one method to do this. In the next video, I'm going to show you another method to do this. Okay, so the first method is going to be outside times outside plus inside times inside. Let me show you exactly what I mean. This is what we're going to do for this video, by the way, and the next video is going to be a different method. Okay, I have a quadratic trinomial, and we need to know the first step, and that's to recognize the a is equal to 3, b is equal to -7, c is equal to 2. Now, this is an easy one. But what I want to do first is I want to take a look at the factors of a and c. The factors of a, 1 times 3, and I'm looking at the positive factors, and the factors of 2, 2 times 1. Now I want a combination that gives me b. So outside times outside plus inside times inside is equal to b, 7. So is it going to be 1 times 2 plus 3 times 1? No. Is it going to be 1 times 1 plus 2 times 3? Yes. Now, I want the 3 and the 2 on the outside. We know it's 3 and a 2, or they can both be on the inside. So outside times outside, and the 1 and the 1 are going to be inside. Plus inside times inside. Now I know I have an x. I know I have an x. Now I have two negatives because b is negative and c is positive. So negative, negative, okay? Great. So my answer is 3x minus 1 times x minus 2. Well, could I have done it a different way? Yeah, I could have done 1 on the outside. The 1's on the outside, right? Then the 3 is on the 2 and the 3 are in the inside. Negative, negative. Outside times outside plus inside times inside gives me b, and that works, okay? Let me write that a little bit clearer. That's x minus 2 times 3x minus 1. Outside times outside plus inside times inside. Okay, don't worry, we're going to do a few examples if this is not clear. Okay, we have another quadratic trinomial. A is greater than 1, right? So what we want to do is we want to look at the factors of a and c. Factors of a and c. The factors of a, 6 is going to be 1, 6, 2, 3, and the same thing for c because it's the same number, 1, 6, 2 times 3. Okay, now I want a combination of factors that will add up to the middle term. Is it going to be 1, 6, 1, 6? Well, if I do 6 times 6 plus 1 times 1, does that equal 13? No. If I do 6 times 1 plus 6 times 1, does that equal 13? No. Okay, what if I do 3 times 2 plus 3 times 2, does that equal to 13? No. How about 3 times 3 plus 2 times 2? Yes. Bingo. Now I know this looks like a long method. I do have a shorter method in the next video, but to give you a little bit of a hint, maybe to save you time, try starting with the middle factors first, not the end factors. Usually and typically, or that's the same thing. I said the same thing, right? But oftentimes, it's going to be the middle terms that they're going to be using. Now that we know it's 3, 3, 2, 2, we're going to put the 3's on the outside. 3's on the outside. Remember, we have a negative, positive, so we're going to have 2 negatives. Okay, that much I know. I'm going to put the 2's on the inside. And of course, I got to put the x there and the x there. Okay, and that is what it's going to equal. Voila. Well, could I have done the 3's on the inside? Sure, let's do that with the 3's on the inside. 3 here and a 3 here. Could I have put the 2's on the outside? Yeah. 2's here, 2's here. X has to be there, X has to be there. We both know they're negative. Both these, there's a negative sign between both, and that is also the answer, okay? So outside times outside plus inside times inside. Okay, we've got the next one. Do you know what the first step is in this method? Find the factors of A and C. A, factors of A, factors of C, okay? What's the factors of 12? 1 times 12, 2 times 6, and a 3 times 4. And for 10, we have a 1 times 10 and a 2 times 5. Now, because this is negative, the middle term is the difference. Well, what is that going to be? 112, 110? There's no way I can get a difference of 7. How about 2, 6, 2, 5? Well, I could have 4, 2 times 2, minus 6 times 5? No. What if I did 5 times 2, though, and I did a minus a 6 times 2, 2 times 6? Is that going to give me 7? No. Okay, so I have a 3 and a 4 and a 2 and a 5. A 3 and a 4 and a 2 and a 5. So let me try that real quick. So if I have 2 times 3 minus 4 times 5, does that work? No. Okay, well, what if I did a 3 and we did a 5 combination? So we did 3, 5, and I did a 4 times a 2. Or better, so I know this is going to work, right? Better if I had put 4 times 2 minus 3 times 5. I know that's going to work. Bingo. Okay? Because that gives me the negative 7 in the middle. Now, again, if you want to short way, think about the middle terms first. I went through all the terms to show you the whole process. But we have our answer right here. We have a 4, 2, 3, 5. So what do I do with that? Well, the 4 has to be, and the 4 and the 2 have to be on the outside. And the 3 and the 5 have to be on the inside. I have to have a 5 here because I need that negative 10. And I'm going to have a 3 right here. Okay, we have an X and we have an X. Now, I know that I want the negative 15 to be bigger, right? And then the positive 8, because when I do 4x times 2, 4x times 2, outside times outside, plus the inside times the inside, I do get negative 7x, the B term. So I want this to be negative, the negative 5 there, okay? Now, if I did it if I change that sign, that's not going to be the correct answer. Remember that when you have a negative, you're going to have a negative positive, okay? So my answer again is 4x minus 5 times 3x minus 2. Let's go over one more of these to kind of get the idea. Okay, so I have another one. I have 18x squared plus 25x minus 3. Try this one on your own. Pause the video, try it on your own. I'll be right back, okay? Hi, welcome back. Well, first of all, you have a positive and a negative. That means that when you factor, remember, you're going to have a negative, positive, and the middle term is the difference, right? Let's take a look at 18 and 3, the factors. The factors of 18 and 3, we have 1 times 18, okay? We have 2 times 9, we have 3 times 6. And the factors of 3 is 3 times 1. Okay, now, what we want to do is we want to get a 25. But finding a difference of 25. How can we do that? Well, let's take a look. If I have 118, 3, 1, that's not going to give me a difference of 25. 1 times 3 minus 1 times 18, or 3 times 18, no way. Okay, let's go to the next one. 2 times 9, 3, 1. 2, 9, 3, 1. Well, I can see already, if I have 3 times 9 minus a 1 times a 2, yeah, 3 times 9 minus 1 times 2, that's going to give me exactly 25. Bingo, okay? Now, I want the 3 and the 9 on the outside. 3 and the 9 on the outside, right? Okay? So, but I've got to remember that this 9 has to be here because that's what gives me the 18 squared. So the 3 and the 9. I couldn't put 3, 9 this way, right? I have to put the 9 here because that gives me something times 9. 9 times something gives me the 18, okay? Now, I'm going to put the 2 on the inside and the 1 on the inside. I'm going to put an X, I'm going to put an X. Now, 25 is positive, so the 27 has to be positive. 9 times 3 has to be positive 27. Plus the 1, negative 1 times the 2 does give me 25, okay? So that's 9x minus 1 times 2x plus 3, and that checks out, okay? Okay, I'm going to have 2 more examples because I think this is a little bit difficult. So 12x squared plus 29x plus 15, is a greater than 1? Yes, it is. We've got to use this method. Look at the factors of a, look at the factors of c. 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. 15 is 1 times 15 and a 3 times 5. Okay, now I'm going to start not with the 112, 115. I'm going to start in the middle here. Work my way this time, okay? Now I have the 3, the 4, and the 3, 5. Now usually these are the answers. Not always, but usually. So if I multiply these in some combination, will I get 29? Well, yeah, 4 times 5, there it is, plus 3 times 3. Does that equal 29? Sure does. Okay, so right away, I know that I'm going to have a outside times outside. I'm going to have a 4. I'm going to have a 5. I know I'm going to have 2 positives because both are positive. Now, in the inside, I'm going to have a 3. I'm going to have a 3. I'm going to have an x, and I'm going to have an x there. So my answer is 4x plus 3 times 3x plus 5. Okay? And the next result, I'm going to give you one last one. This one last one is going to be a little bit different. Okay, last one. Now this one is a little bit different because if you notice, we can factor out a number. If you factor out the number out of any expression, equation, you want to do that right away. We can factor out a 3. We're going to have 3 times 6x squared minus 13x minus a 5, okay? My steps are going to be the same though. And I'm going to look at this a, 6, and this c, 5. The factors of this 6, 2 times 6, 3 times 2 times 3, and a 1 times 5. And I want a combination that gives me a difference of 13 because I have a negative. That middle term's the difference. So I'm going to take a look at the 2, 3, the 1, the 5. The 2, the 3, the 1, the 5 is 3 times 5, and a 2 times a 1. That does give me a difference of 13. I just have to put it in the right order. Okay, now I'm going to have a 3 on the outside. I know I have a 3, 5 I can put on the outside. Okay? What I meant is this 3 still goes on the outside. And this 3, 5 goes on the outside here. Now I have that 2, 1. Okay, well I have to put the 2 here to get 6, right? 3x, 2x. That means I'm going to have to put the 1 there. Now, the negative 13. We have a negative 13. So the 3 times the 5 has to be negative. It's bigger. And then I have a positive here. So I have 3 times 3x plus 1 times 2x minus 5. Okay, now this is method 1 of doing these. This is what I call the outside times outside plus inside times inside. Remember, I'm Mr. Ray. I'm here to help with any math questions, math help. This is what I love to do. So please, if you like this stuff, subscribe and like. And the next video is going to be method 2, another method for doing this. That's very different from this method, so check it out. Okay, thank you.